OCD is like being stuck in a loop with no way out. Imagine you're drowning and the only way to get oxygen is to follow a strict ritual. That ritual brings momentary relief, but soon the water rises again. That's the reality I've been living with for almost 10 years. And yet, through art, I found I've been able to keep my head above water. What OCD is not. Hello, my name is Vera. I'm an industrial design student and a small business owner. I've been living with OCD for more than 10 years now. A lot of people think OCD is about being neat and liking things organized, but the reality is much darker than that. Yes, OCD can present itself in obsessive organizing, but if you like to do those things, don't claim you have one of the most debilitating mental disorders. It infantilizes the struggle of people actually living with OCD. The reality is much darker. Thoughts about unimaginable things, or if you do have symmetry OCD like me, hours and hours reorganizing your stuff. But what is OCD like for me? My just right OCD. Having OCD for me means living in a constant state of discomfort. Nothing ever feels just right. I can't simply close the door. I have to check the door at least 3 times. And if it doesn't feel right, after those 3 times, I have to check it another 3 times and another 3 times. OCD makes simple things for me hard. Washing my hands is not just washing my hands. The water has to be at the right exact pressure, or I have to start all over again. Even when I try to go to sleep, my pillow needs to be adjusted, sometimes thousands of times, until it feels just right. But what happens when I don't give into these compulsions? If I don't give into these compulsions, my anxiety takes over. My heart feels like it's being squeezed by an invisible rope, tighter and tighter. My body tenses up, my hands get sweaty, and my mind races with intrusive thoughts. I would do anything to get rid of this feeling. It feels like I'm drowning, and the only thing that would give me oxygen is doing the obsessive ritual. And so I'm stuck again in a never-ending cycle of obsessions and compulsions.
My pain into art inspired by the hourglass symbol.
For my next sticker design, I wanted to portray what OCD feels like to me, originally for me, but I hope other people will find the pain reflected in this artwork, and I hope in this way you have to carry your own pain less. The symbol of the hourglass is often used to represent OCD, and I will have to give credits to this user on Tumblr, but I wanted to make my own version of it. For me, the hourglass symbol is a perfect symbol to represent the continuity of obsession and compulsion. The water in the hourglass represents the constant stream of intrusive thoughts or intrusive feelings. The latter is more present in my case. The flipping of the hourglass represents the compulsions that start the cycle over and over again. My interpretation. But here is where I added something new, a crack in the hourglass. For me, this represents what happens when you don't answer the obsessions with compulsions. Instead of being a trap, the water flows out, and instead of drowning me, it nourishes the plants around it. That's what healing looks like for me, and that's the path I've been on for the past few years. I'm breaking the cycle, even in small ways, and letting something good grow from the pain. Why I share this. Art has always been my way of processing things that feel too heavy to put into words. OCD is exhausting and it is often invisible. Through my art, I feel like my pain isn't for nothing. There's a way you can help me with my recovery. What has helped me in the past is replacing bad coping mechanisms like OCD with good ones, like my small business. Neurodiversity is a business mainly with handmade stickers for neurodivergent people by a neurodivergent person. I've created this OCD recovery sticker. If you're interested in buying, you can find the link in the comments and in the description. I hope you feel less alone with this artwork, and I also think it's a good conversation starter to bring awareness around OCD.